Hello. Welcome to my channel, Crown Legacy. Today we will know about the last king of China. He was emperor before he could walk. He ruled the world's largest empire, at least on paper. But by the time he died, he was sweeping streets as a common man. This is the rise and fall of Puyi, the last emperor of China. Puyi was born in 1906, into the ruling Qing dynasty, which had ruled China for over 250 years. When the Guangxu emperor died in 1908, the throne passed to Puyi, just 2 years old. He was carried into the Forbidden City, crying, confused, and already wearing the dragon crown. But the empire was crumbling. Only 3 years later, in 1911, the Xinhai Revolution swept across China. Warlords, republicans, and reformists all united to end imperial rule. By 1912, the Qing dynasty officially fell, and China became a republic. Puyi abdicated the throne, but was allowed to live inside the Forbidden City, treated like an emperor, but with no power. He ruled no land, commanded no army, and was emperor in name only. For 13 more years, Puyi lived inside the walls of the Forbidden City. Every morning, servants greeted him like an emperor. Every night, cannons fired in his honor. But outside those walls, the world moved on. In 1924, the warlord Feng Yuxiang expelled Puyi from the palace. The emperor became homeless, for the first time in his life. By the 1930s, Japan was rising as a military power. They saw Puyi as a tool, someone who could legitimize their occupation of Manchuria. In 1932, Japan installed him as the ruler of Manchukuo, a puppet state. He wore royal robes again, but every decision was made by Japanese generals. He was used, controlled, and discarded, just a symbol, not a sovereign. When World War II ended in 1945, the Japanese Empire collapsed. Puyi tried to flee but was captured by the Soviet Union and imprisoned in Siberia. For 5 years, he sat in a cell, no throne, no titles, no empire. Then came a twist. In 1950, the Soviets handed him over to the new communist government of China. Puyi was now under Mao Zedong's rule. He spent 9 years in a re-education prison in Fushun, forced to confess to his crimes as emperor and puppet ruler. He was paraded, humiliated, and broken down, until he signed a confession that renounced his entire past. In 1959, Puyi was declared reformed and released. He became a gardener at a botanical garden. He lived in a small Beijing apartment, rode public buses, and queued for ration cards. He even worked as a member of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, a token of propaganda. In 1967, Puyi died of cancer. He was buried not in an imperial tomb, but in a quiet civilian cemetery. Puyi's life was a cycle of power and powerlessness. He was an emperor, a prisoner, a puppet, and a gardener. His story is the final chapter of 2,000 years of Chinese monarchy. He ruled without ruling. Crowned without command, he saw an empire fall. And lived long enough to become a servant of the new one. Puyi was the last emperor of China. And this was how the dragon throne disappeared. Enjoyed the fall of China's final emperor? Subscribe to Crown Legacy for more lost kings, fading crowns, and forgotten empires.